Okay, I'm working on this 2006 Chrysler Town and Country here today. I'm going to be replacing the coil pack on here. I ordered this from eBay. It's from a good seller that I've ordered a lot of parts for. It has a good warranty on it. And so we're going to just go ahead and get under the hood and get started. Now I've got it on ramps, but that's not necessary. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is get these 8mm off of the top here. I'm just using a 1/4 inch with an extension. This is the power steering reservoir. And we're going to leave that cap on there for sure when we go to moving this. So we're getting these two 8mm out. And then the tricky thing is we've got a bolt that's back in behind here, and it's really difficult to show you, but I'm going to try to explain. If you come back through here with extension and a 10mm, there's a bolt, I believe it's a 10. Give me 1 second. Okay, now this is a clip that's going to be clipping your cables that you'll need to unsnap from this as well. But the best thing to do is to show you, but you have to get back in behind here with a little bit of an extension, and there's a 10mm. I've already got mine loose. You don't take it off, you just have to get it loose. And let me see if I can scooch this over so you can see here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so also pull this little vacuum tube right here loose so you can move that back out of the way, and then you can pick this up and just kind of push it back without doing a whole lot. And right here is this 10mm that I was talking about, and you have to get back behind with an extension essentially. And let me get a 10mm. Okay, now you have to do this with the reservoir on. You see how I'm loosening it, turning it? Well, you have to get back here behind the intake with your little ratchet to get that loose. If you don't get this 10mm under here, you're not going to be able to pull your power steering reservoir up. You can see this part right here is where it slides into. So you have to get that nut loose, and then you can push this back and out of the way. And once we got that out of the way, we can get down here to our connector. Okay, and disconnect your negative if you hadn't done that already. Now if you come back in here, there's a safety lock. Now it would have been pushed over. I've got it pushed out. It's going to be pushed over though. I've already got it pushed back. Pushed it back with a screwdriver. And once you push that back, like I have it there, then you can push down on this part of your connector and push that connector off. So now we can get in here. We've got two 10mm nuts. I'm going to go ahead and just take those loose before I proceed. And this one here is a little more tricky back with my extension, but I can still get it even at this angle. So we're going to go ahead and completely remove. And you can see that mine is broken there. Hence the reason I'm changing this out. So like I said, the trickiest part is this little 10mm over here on your power steering reservoir. It's just tricky to get to that because it's like right in behind. You can see it right here. It's just a little, it's holding because that just slides down on there. So essentially you have that, you just loosen it off. You don't take that nut completely off. You just loosen it because it just kind of holds it there. So we got all this here. Now You want to be careful when removing these so you're not mixing stuff up. And the one that's broken actually is missing. I'm gonna have to find it here. Okay, so you could mark these if you thought you were going to get mixed up, but even if you don't know anything about this, just pull them off and just lay them exactly as to where they go. And you'll note the numbers pointed towards the front, 6, 4, 2. You're going to put your other one. Of course, you couldn't put it in wrong if you wanted to, but because the connector only connects one way. So we're just gonna push these off and leave them right where they are so there's no confusion and we're not mixing them up. So now that we got those off there, and those nuts, this will pull us right up and off of here. And so we'll just set that aside. And here's our new one. And we're going to just place that down over those studs. It's just that easy. Now the reason, you know, like I said, I'm replacing mine is that this one over here I'd broken, but you may be getting misfires, and this would definitely fix that issue. So, you know, most of the time you'll notice misfires, you know, on acceleration, cutting out, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and just tighten those down now, those two 10 millimeters here. Okay, so now we're just going to plug these back on here one at a time, just the way they came off. And now for the back ones. And you'll hear it click when it goes on there. Okay, and if you do get mixed up, you just go by your numbers. So from the back, it's going to be 1, 3, 5, going from what would be your right to left. And then the front is going to be the 2, 4, 6. So we've got these secured. We're going to go ahead and push our connector back on till it snaps. And you may have to move your, and then push your lock. Okay, once we got that clipped, we're going to go ahead and just move our reservoir back up in here. And we're going to slip it right back down and on to that right there. And I appear to be hung on something. Okay, I think I got twisted or something over here. Give me a second. Okay, I got caught on my brake booster hose there, but we got it now. I'm just going to pull this little hose and reconnect that. And I think I'm going to get started with my 2 screws here, and then I'll work on that coming back behind and getting that 10 millimeter nut. Like I said, you kind of have to feel for that. You see how I'm like going back in there and tightening it down, just coming from behind. So that's about the only way you can get to that. Alright, so we're just going to snap this little cable back down in there. And now we'll just go ahead and reconnect our negative cable and we'll be all finished up. Alright, so that's going to do it on this video on replacing the coil pack on this 2006 Town & Country. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and as always, I invite you to subscribe. Thanks for watching.